Hey guys, today's video I finally decided to let's discuss like why did I decide to sell off my Amiibo collection. If you haven't seen it, I did post a video showing off my nearly complete Amiibo collection that I'm only missing the Zelda Loftwing one that just came out like a few weeks ago, because other than that I had a complete set of Amiibos for quite a long time. So now as I stated, like discuss like why did I decide to like sell off this entire collection here after going for a complete set for I think like 4 years it was. So to start off, I'll give you a little backstory of like why did I collect these in the first place. So when Amiibo was first a thing back in December of 2014, when Smash for Wii U was coming out, I originally despised Amiibos, truth be told. I was never a fan of the idea how they locked content behind these figures. That was the only way to access some of this content, was that you had to have these physical figures. So, in a sense, to me, this was like a worse idea than like DLC, to where now you need to have a physical object in order to unlock something in a game that's already there, basically. But then I want to say like a year and a half later, in like beginning or mid 2016, I then like decided like, you know what? These are actually some really nice looking figures, and the content that that is locked behind them is very small. Like it's not like stuff that is essential to the game. It's just little bonus stuff here that if you want to like experiment with a few things of what they did, then you could use them if you wanted to. Plus they had the benefit of being like very good looking figures though. So then when I went into a Myers for the first, then I saw they had a Pikachu amiibo available, and that was the first one I ever bought. And I also made the decision there is like, if I'm also going to collect these, I'm also going to keep them sealed. Every single one I buy is going to remain sealed. Because the idea in like the very far future, if I decide to like sell these off, well, because if they're sealed, I'll make way more money on them compared to like what I bought them for and everything. Though throughout the years, as I like collected all these in bulk, it became less of a desire to keep collecting them, honestly, because for like recent years, you can even tell this, but Amiibo has been a less desirable thing, not only for like Nintendo, but even for like most fans of Nintendo and Amiibos, because you look like, say, throughout last year, I want to say there was only like 4 to 6 figures that were ever released last year, compared to how when Amiibo first started out, they would have waves of like, there would be like 6 to like 8 figures that would come out like every like 3 to 4 months throughout the year. Nowadays, that is like not a thing anymore. They just release so few of them every single year now that, too, from Nintendo's perspective, they are nowhere as important as they were back then. That they have like not much of a desire to like keep making new ones, because it just seems like demand for new amiibos is just like going down, and that now it's at the point where I think they're only going to focus on like creating the ones that have yet to be made for all the new Smash DLC characters for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Then after that, I don't see what else they could do for Amiibo, because as I stated, less of a desirable thing for both sides of a spectrum here, from Nintendo and fans alike. But then, but now I'll get to like reasons why that I decided to just start selling off this collection here. So first thing is space. These do take up a lot of space compared to like what you see behind me here, just shelves of games. Because how many games I have behind me here, it's much easier to store away compared to Amiibo figures. Because for games, you just take it out of the shelf here, You can quickly access it, open it up, put it in your system. When you're done, put it away, then right back on the shelf. That's it. That's all you have to do. For Amiibos here, for the way that I've stored them through all these years, it was like 90% of the collection was in totes. It was all in containers, basically. So I never had them up for display compared to like the last 10% were like ones that I had up for display behind me on the very top of my shelves, because those were like the coolest ones I had to me, and like they were based on characters that I really liked. And for those, I'm gonna keep those still, though I don't ever plan on selling those off. So yeah, space was like a big factor because when I like move out, I don't know if like the next place I have, if I'm gonna still have the space necessary to keep these, or when I finally decide to like display all of them, am I still gonna have the space to do that? Because if I want to display them, I want to make it so it's every single one. But then again, there's more than 200 separate figures out there. The amount of space you would need if you want to display these on a wall is you have to dedicate almost an entire section of a wall in one room to do that, though, compared to like what else could you like put up there for like display purposes or just necessity things for your house, you know. Then the next reason is the fear of like the condition of these for when like I do move them. I do predict, say like a year, 2 years from now, I may be moving out. Mainly due to like my career where I work in the IT industry. So I see like my next position, I will have to like move out to like and I'll be either living in or outside of a big city area. And for the amount of stuff I have gotten since when I first moved here, where I'm currently at, I have gotten like a lot of this stuff you see behind me here. So combine that with like all these containers of these Amiibos that I have, I don't want to deal with the fear of like the condition of these like after I move out. Because like for like say like I hire a company to help me move out, or like get help from family and friends to move out as well, like are these still going to be in the same condition as they were before I moved out? And if they're in like worse condition, the value for them is just going to decrease a lot, and they also may not look good on a shelf due to the damage that they have now all of a sudden. And then the third biggest reason why, and it's one that came up like recently, is I can't even find certain ones anymore. And plus, the business practices behind them for Nintendo, for some of them, is totally anti-consumer, which for me, I do not support complete anti-consumer business practices in the game industry. Number one thing that I'm talking about relating to this topic is the Zelda Loftwing Amiibo. So why is it that, first off, for the worst 3D Zelda game, in my opinion, why are they locking a good quality of life game feature like fast traveling wherever you're at behind a figure that already cost $25? And yet, when it was released, I guarantee you like 1%, 1 to like 5% of the audience that bought Zelda Skyward Sword HD owns the Zelda Loftwing Amiibo. Why? Because they really screwed up the shipping of that figure to where a lot of orders that were going to get to the figure, they couldn't, because again, the shipping was messed up on them. And like ones that were bought up from like scalpers and bots online, so now they're like reselling them on eBay for much higher prices. And again, this is locking a very good quality of life feature to a game that really could use it. So why would you want to like pursue something that is incredibly hard to find? In fact, you're not even probably going to ever get it for MSRP. So the desire to go out and buy it is like completely decreased with that, because, you know, you don't want to support scalpers, first off. And also, even if you do find it in store, do you really want to support something that has a lot of anti-consumer stuff behind it? That even though you're lucky to have it, what if like the next big game comes out that Nintendo makes and they lock a very good quality of life thing behind it? The last time they did something this horrible was with from what I remember, the Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS. They lock behind like an art gallery behind it, a different mode, and like a few other things behind like those two amiibos that was just the wrong thing to do. So at the end of the day, I wanted to stop buying these figures because I'm not supporting Nintendo's decisions on these, and plus, I can't even find them. Unless if I'm going to like eBay, of course, which then again, I'm not supporting scalpers because that is a toxic thing to support no matter which industry you're in. So yeah, those are like the main reasons why like I want to get rid of this collection here. And plus, another thing is to get money, honestly, of course, because with how like our lives are for like the last year and definitely for the foreseeable future, we definitely want to like make sure that we are living in a very like secure manner, not just say like for being safe, but also like financially, because like who knows like when like the next bad thing will happen that suddenly we need like bunch of money. Well, I'm not in a bad financial position. Do understand that I'm not in debt at all. That again, I have no bad financial position whatsoever, but just, you know, having more money just like saved away for in case something does happen, because, you know, life does happen, is always like a good thing to have, though. Yeah, I could have like waited maybe like a few more years to like then start selling off the collection, then make more profit that way. But then again, with like the previous reasons I stated, though, for like moving pretty soon, it's like it's something that's like, let's just do it right now, just get it over with, and plus like get like this whole stress thing off my back as well, of like keeping all these things here and worry about the condition of them. So like, let's just sell it off, be done with it, and just make a bunch of money in the process as well, which is not a bad thing at all, no matter what. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for this video. If you're an Amiibo collector, you collect other things, though, you want to share like your thoughts on your on this video, or just like how your thoughts are for your collection, is if you've kept your desires of like wanting to keep collecting for certain things, or if that has changed recently, sound it off in the comments below, or if like any other thoughts of like why it was like a good thing for me to start selling off this whole collection. Do appreciate if you rate this video as well. I do have a Discord link below if you want to come hang out with me. We can chat about other things there. Do subscribe for more content like this in the future. Till then, guys, see you next time.